going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We got to start doing something new here that we normally don't do. You know what I'm saying? Again, we about to start doing something new here that we normally don't do. We about to start doing reactions live here. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So this is a reaction about the singer Dave. Man, this is really getting out of hand. I really don't know what to say about this situation here. I just want to say rest in peace to the young lady that lost her life. And to whoever done this to this young lady, let her family seek justice, because this is really messed up, man. This has been a talk of the world right now, and there's just a lot been going on, man. So we gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and get into this. It's been a real touchy situation here. The young lady's family has been facing so much scrutiny with this situation here. It's crazy, bro. Like, and to the guy David.
Which means, while he fund me just to cover burial costs. Imagine the added pain of crowdfunding your daughter's funeral while the gruesome details of her homicide were still being uncovered. And here's what makes it even more tragic. So many red flags were ignored. Celeste's own brother had reportedly told police about her relationship with David, but it got brushed aside for lack of evidence. That failure to act, combined with David's ability to hide behind a carefully crafted persona, let a preventable nightmare play out. This wasn't impulsive. This wasn't a crime of passion. The digital trail proves it. This was a calculated homicide carried out by someone who had been fantasizing about violence for years. He documented those fantasies openly, using his rising fame to lure and groom vulnerable fans while presenting himself to the world as some moody indie star. The real breakthrough came when investigators stopped treating social media as background noise and started viewing it as evidence. TikTok wasn't just his playground, it became the smoking gun.
See, and this is why right here, folks. This is why we don't look up to these celebrities. We have to be our own kids' role models that they look up to. Because look at these people. They're fucking weirdos, man. And this shit going on every day in every neighborhood. And people just don't even get it, man. This shit is bigger than what it seems, man. We're just going to keep going, man. I ain't going to keep pausing and we're going to keep reacting to it. So let's go ahead.
Forensic experts reach a new level. Modern Teslas aren't just cars. They're rolling computers, tracking everything from GPS routes to driving patterns to cabin camera footage. In fact, evidence from Teslas has already cracked open other high-profile cases. So David chose to stash Celeste's body in his own Tesla. That was the most catastrophic mistake he could have ever made.
Like, if the mom of the victim knew that she was dating someone named David, did she not know his age? And I'm not blaming her specifically, but it seems like the people around her knew a bit about it, like the guy from the Reddit post who apparently knew that she ran off with.
Meanwhile, the social media analysis painted a picture investigators couldn't ignore. That repost of a dude chopping raw chicken with the caption, "Me if I see her talk with other dudes," hit differently once her dismembered remains were found. It wasn't just some creepy joke. It was proof of premeditation, showing he'd been fantasizing about butchering her specifically out of jealous rage. Then came the American Psycho repost, where he captioned it about jealousy and being utterly disgusted by her actions. That wasn't random, it exposed his warped psychology. In his mind, Celeste wasn't a victim. He saw her as someone who betrayed him and deserved punishment. That's classic perpetrator thinking, twisting blame to justify extreme violence. But the most chilling detail. Investigators realized David's Hello Kitty obsession wasn't just
Yo, if these things are true, man, do you understand how sick and twisted this shit could be, man? I'm just like lost for words, man. So like, again, man, prayers go out to this young lady's family. How is it just a coincidence that this young lady is found dismembered in her family's vehicle? Well, in this guy's vehicle, not her family. I mean, like, what the fuck is really going on, man? We gonna go ahead and keep going, man.
edgy branding. It was a twisted trophy. His bloody, blindfolded Hello Kitty systematic. It was calculated. And it was the work of someone who knew exactly what he was doing. From the tattoos to the memes to the car he abandoned. Every move was premeditated, and every symbol was a dark piece of his twisted puzzle. The fallout hit fast and hard. Interscope immediately froze promotions for the deluxe version of his album Withered, while powerhouses like Universal Music Group, Sony Music Publishing, and Wasserman dropped him cold. Sponsors, including Crocs and Hollister, scrubbed every campaign featuring his face, and his entire US and world tour got canceled overnight. His empire crumbled in real time. But here's the detail that made the internet lose its mind: the timing of his last Instagram post. Fans noticed that his final promo for the Withered Deluxe dropped on September 7th, which just so happened to be Celeste's 15th birthday. The very next day, her body was discovered in his Tesla. Coincidence? Investigators don't think so. It looked like a twisted commemoration, as if he marked her birthday while knowing her remains were still hidden in his car. That realization sent chills through the public. The backlash was instant. Discussions on TikTok, Reddit, and X exploded, with users connecting the dots, compiling massive evidence threads, and expressing outrage. Many fans admitted they couldn't even stomach listening to his music anymore, while others flat out compared his catalog to the disturbing art of infamous serial slayers. For law enforcement, this case became bigger than one horrific crime. It showed how criminal behavior has evolved in the digital era.
Here we go again with more evidence. How in the fuck is this guy not arrested already? She's found in his car. It's his car. He moves out of the house. He's caught on camera cleaning his fucking shoes. What else more evidence do y'all need? That's look like a sturdy case to me. But we gonna keep going, man. What y'all think, man? Type down below in the comments and let me know what y'all think, because this is crazy.
Old school invest online. There were people, family, teachers, even peers, who knew about David's connection to Celeste. Yet the mechanisms for intervention failed spectacularly. A vulnerable teen slipped through every crack while her groomer...
And again, people with kids, man, watch your kids. Don't let the iPhone, the video game, and the computer, and Roblox, because as we can see right here, this dude was on Roblox, all type of stuff, being predatory, doing weird shit. And I say all the time to people that let their kids play that weird ass game, it be adults on there. They got adult games on that shit that's not made for kids on Roblox. How is it that they got adult games on the kid game that's not made for kids to play? You put two and two together. It's fucking sad, bro. We gonna keep going though, man. Shit.
Thrived in the spotlight. This case will almost certainly force changes. New protocol. The investigation remains active, with forensics still in motion and no set timeline for resolution. But one thing is already certain. The digital evidence has forever changed this case. Investigators now have unprecedented insight into a slayer's mindset, showing exactly how social media can expose a hidden pathology in real time. The tragic irony is undeniable. David's meteoric rise was built on connecting with young fans through the very platforms he later used to flaunt his darkest urges. The same TikTok clips that made him a star turned into a roadmap of his twisted obsessions. Even his hit Romantic Homicide, once seen as a moody heartbreak anthem, now reads like a veiled confession dressed up as music. Meanwhile,
Man, I'm so sorry to keep pausing, but there's evidence right there. How the fuck did this dude make a song about this girl? She had to be about 11 years old when he met her. Dude is sick, bro. People, if you got kids, watch them. Watch their every move. Ain't no friends. Ain't no privacy. None of that shit. No closing no doors. You ain't closing the door till you 21 in my house when I had kids. I'm telling you that, for real.
Celeste's family is to protect her, and how dangerous silence can be in the face of clear red flags. This case is guaranteed to change how law enforcement looks at social media evidence, how platforms respond to disturbing content, and how society works to shield vulnerable kids from online predators. But for Celeste Rivas Hernandez, those changes come far too late. Her story is a heartbreaking reminder that behind every viral clip, every stream, every like or repost, there are real human lives at stake. The digital breadcrumbs David left across TikTok weren't just hints. They were a full-blown roadmap of his crimes, showing how online spaces can become complicit in violence.
Our program is back, and it's going to be bigger and bolder than ever, providing more support for more women entrepreneurs. 75.
Celeste's story forces us to confront that ugly truth. Her passing has to serve as both a warning and a wake-up call. We can't keep treating violent memes, posts about dismemberment, or obsessive fixations on certain people or characters like they're harmless jokes. Sometimes that's not just content, it's a confession in plain sight. We've got to stop ignoring these red flags, because every time society sleeps on them, real lives are put in danger. And Celeste's tragedy proves the signs were right there the whole time. We just weren't paying attention.
Man, and again, rest in peace, Celeste, man. She was a little girl. She did not deserve this. She was an innocent little girl. And to whoever done this to her, you're gonna pay. And people, this is a wake-up call. Watch your babies, man. Don't let your kids get out your sight. You go to stores, a shopping mall, keep your kids in your sight. There are weirdos out here. This is awareness. We have to be woke. Wake up, people. Watch your babies, man. These people snatching kids up left and right. They're preying on the innocent kids because their minds are weak. And you can fucking win them over with anything. They're kids. So, this guy was a sick, twisted weirdo, man. We don't know if he done these things yet, because they quote-unquote building evidence. But if this is not enough evidence right here, this is crazy. We're going to keep going.
Thank you for watching, and if this story shook you, Romantic Homicide, and here with me. With over 33 million monthly Spotify listeners, David wasn't just making music anymore. He was now the prime suspect at the heart of a homicide investigation. The LAPD wasted no time launching a massive probe, but the details only made things more twisted. The Tesla had been impounded just 2 days before, abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. Forensics revealed the body was stuffed inside before the car got towed. And when investigators dug deeper, the horror only grew. Celeste's remains had been dismembered, sealed in a bag, and matched through DNA testing to the missing teen. Back in April 2024, a report out of Lake Elsinore shook things up. Even though Celeste's body was badly decomposed, investigators still spotted key identifiers, including a tiny "shh" tattoo on her finger. What made it wild is that David had the exact same tattoo, sparking instant suspicion of a personal link between them. To make it worse, NBC News reported that Celeste's mom told police her daughter had a boyfriend named David. Yeah, the same David now under fire. As soon as the story broke, David's world started collapsing. Shows were canceled overnight, collabs went cold, and big brands yanked their partnerships in a heartbeat. Billboard even confirmed his Seattle tour stop for September 12th was scrapped, just days after the Tesla discovery. But the real firestorm came online when internet sleuths started digging back through his catalog. Those moody lyrics people once brushed off suddenly hit different and disturbingly prophetic. His breakout track, Romantic Homicide, from July 2022 had haunting lines like, "In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. In the back of my mind, I killed you." Now, fans were reading those bars not as poetry, but as straight-up confession. Then came the Bombshell leak, an unreleased track recorded in December 2023 titled Celeste. In it, he sings, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, I'm obsessed." That was enough to send shockwaves across the internet. LAPD tried to stay careful, saying yes, Celeste's remains.
I have that and enough evidence right there, bro. What the fuck, bro? Like, what the fuck, bro? What the some sick ass shit, dog.
Remains were found in his Tesla. Even darker. Celeste vanished from Lake Elsinore in April 2024, reported missing by her mom, but the trail went ice cold. Fast forward to August-September 2025, and David himself suddenly files a stolen vehicle report on that same Tesla now tied to her body. David claimed his Tesla was stolen while he was out on his world tour, but the timeline just doesn't add up.
I went on my phone the next day, I was like, how to make music on iPhone. That was it. Apple earbuds, no mic, no headphones.
On September 3rd, 2025, that same Tesla was towed from the Hollywood Hills and dumped at an impound yard near Mansfield Avenue. By September 8th, workers caught the foul smell leaking from the trunk. And 5 days later, ABC News confirmed the remains belonged to Celeste. But the sequence leaves chilling questions hanging in the air. If the Tesla really was stolen, who had it? Was Celeste's body placed inside before the so-called theft, or after? And why was the car sitting abandoned for days in the hills before being towed away? Online sleuths were quick to say the most damning evidence wasn't the car at all. It was the alleged relationship between Celeste and David. Her mother went public, telling reporters her daughter had a boyfriend named David. To make things worse, photos and supposed Discord screenshots began surfacing, suggesting contact between the two as far back as 2022, when Celeste would have been just 12 or 13, and David around 17. TMZ even reported on those claims, fueling the public firestorm, even though police haven't confirmed any of it yet. Without digital forensics, the screenshots remain unproven, but the allegations alone shook fans to the core. Then came the haunting details from the unreleased track, Celeste. The leaked lyrics read, "Smell her on my clothes, like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath." To fans, it sounded like obsession turned nightmare, tying his music too close to Celeste's tragic fate. Genius even published the lyrics, cementing the frenzy. And if that wasn't enough, viral posts claimed his breakout hit Romantic Homicide dropped on Celeste's birthday. Hindustan Times later debunked that as false, but the rumor stuck anyway, painting the release with eerie timing that people couldn't unsee. Now the public is split wide open, half convinced David's guilt is written all over the evidence, and half screaming he's a victim of sabotage and a twisted setup. The debate is split right down the middle, and both sides are digging in. One camp is pointing at the cold facts. The Tesla was registered in David's name. Celeste's mom swore her daughter's boyfriend was David, the matching tattoos, and the songs that sound like straight-up passing notes. To them, this ain't random. It's a chilling pattern too clear to ignore. But the other side refuses to crown him guilty just yet. They argue there are still no formal charges, and they stress his cooperation with police. Plus, David did report the Tesla stolen while he was out on tour. Some even claim the body could have been planted inside deliberately to frame him. Until there's concrete forensic evidence, they say it's all speculation. That split in public opinion mirrors some of the most infamous cases where music and crime blurred into one dark narrative. Now legal analysts are warning of what could come next. If prosecutors link him to Celeste's passing, the charges could be brutal. First-degree homicide, or even sex crimes involving a minor. Under California law, premeditated homicide means 25 years to life, and if a minor's involved, life
sick shit, man. This should open people's eyes to have children, especially young girls. Men, stop making these babies and running away, man, and creating these single mother homes and creating a part of statistics. Cause where was this little girl's parents at? Why was she able to even rent out the house or leave anyway? Where was the structure in the home? You had to first start digging back at looking at the parents. In my eyes, that's my opinion. I don't know what anybody else's opinion is. You can let me know down in the comments though. But this shit right here is the parents' fault too. Cause why was this little girl able to leave home so easily and run out the door and do all this shit, get caught on camera? Me as a parent, I don't even have kids personally, but if I did, I would be on them like stank on them shit. You hear me? And not leaving on the front door. For one, if you leave out the front door, alarm was gonna beep and let me know, and I'm up on it. For one, you touch the front door. Why is the door even being open? You a kid. You shouldn't even be touching the door unless I'm going through it first. But don't keep going, man. It's just my opinion. Let me know y'all opinion.
Without parole is on the table. That's the kind of sentence that ends careers and lives all at once. And David's career is already bleeding out. His breakout? Songs like Romantic Homicide, which he casually said were recorded in his sister's closet with nothing but a borrowed iPhone. That scrappy origin story made fans see him as authentic. But now, it's being reread through a whole different lens. Because let's be real, the content of Romantic Homicide is striking. Its chorus, "In the back of my mind, you died and I didn't even cry," became the defining line. At the time, fans saw it as numb heartbreak, a metaphor for a relationship ending. David backed that up, calling it figurative. But the same interview shows troubling contradictions. On one hand, he tried to frame himself as an observer, channeling stories, not confessing his inner demons.
Romantic Homicide. Dark, but also light at the same time, correct? Where does that come from? Because you're 17.
Word.
Have you been in love?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out, to be honest.
But later in the same talk, he slipped, admitting the song did come from a real emotional context. He denied literal violence, but admitted he was emotionally detached in relationships, cold enough to imagine indifference if a partner died. That paradox didn't go unnoticed. Critics pointed out that while he called the track fiction, his own words lined up way too neatly with the central theme of numbness toward passing, and that blurred line between persona and autobiography became a hot topic in media profiles, long before this homicide scandal ever surfaced. Fans loved the rawness, but now prosecutors and online investigators see that same ambiguity as potential evidence. Even the recording process played into the mystique. David bragged about the track being recorded cheap, spontaneous, and raw. What fans saw as authentic, critics now describe as eerie, a breakup ballad that sounds more like a confession whispered in the dark. The second verse, with its most controversial line, was brushed off by David as just symbolic, a way of ending a relationship mentally before it ended physically. But his repeated insistence that the song was not about me failed to end the debate. And that's the twisted irony. Its very ambiguity, the way it blurred fiction and reality, is what made Romantic Homicide viral in the first place. That unsettling delivery, paired with direct references to passing, turned it into more than a breakup anthem. It became the track that fans now see as a possible red flag hiding in plain sight. When Romantic Homicide first blew up, critics couldn't stop praising its universality. Pitchfork even called it a
Alright, folks. That's it. Yeah, this has become too much. Man, let me know y'all opinion on this. What y'all think, man? Yeah, this guy got caught